Welcome to the Science to Sleep channel. You have nothing to do now except let your breath slow and your shoulders soften. Imagine the lights of your room dimming to a twilight blue as a calm horizon appears in your mind. Far ahead, the ocean's surface is smooth as glass, reflecting a pale, patient moon. With every inhale, you drift closer. With every exhale, you grow lighter, as if gravity itself becomes kind. We will wander gently beneath the waves together, following faint silver paths through water, learning as we go and resting while we learn. If your eyes grow heavy, that is perfect. This is a story that will keep watching over you even as you sleep. Before we slip under, stand for a moment at the edge of the sea and listen. The hush of foam on sand is a rhythm older than cities, older than kingdoms, even older than the forests that once covered continents. Every wave that reaches your feet was set in motion by wind a world away, carrying the breath of far-off storms and sunlit days. The ocean is a keeper of journeys, moving energy across thousands of miles without tiring. The swells you hear tonight could be the softened echoes of distant tempests, arriving gentle, the way thunder becomes a lullaby when it travels far enough. Feel how the sound evens your heartbeat, how the air tastes faintly of salt and clean horizons. Now let us float face down like a quiet gull and begin to sink with the ease of a falling feather. The surface loosens its hold, and the world becomes a tapestry of blue, layered over deeper blue. Light comes in slender columns, a cathedral of brightness that slowly fades with depth. You notice how quickly the busy, glittering world of waves gives way to calm. Here in the upper waters, tiny plants shimmer by the billions, invisible until they bloom in great green and turquoise spirals. These humble creators breathe for the planet, trading sunlight for oxygen, turning a silent ocean into a vast, living lung. If you listen closely, you can almost hear their work as a soft fizz, like bubbles rising in a glass. When conditions are right, these plants make great murals across the sea that satellites can see from far above. Their blooms feed the smallest animals, which feed the small fish, which feed the larger ones, which feed the giants. A silver ladder of life extends down through the blue, and each step matters. Even their endings matter, because when they die, they become a slow, shimmering snow that sinks to the dark, carrying carbon with it. In this way, the ocean writes the climate's diary, line by line, season by season. Let your body drift along a warm current and feel how temperature and salt quietly organize the water around you. Warm and light at the top, cooler and heavier below, the ocean layers itself like a careful quilt. Where rivers meet the sea, fresh water will ride above the salty and then gently fold into it, learning a shared rhythm. Salty water has its own weight, so it sinks and moves along secret roads across the seafloor, returning one day to the light. This great conveyor of heat and memory connects poles to tropics as the way a heartbeat connects breath to body. It is slow but powerful, invisible but world-shaping. Ahead, a forest rises from the seafloor, not of wood and leaf, but of ribbons and oars of kelp, each stalk reaching for the sun. They grow faster than most trees could dream, adding lengths in a single day that would take a sapling a season. Fish glide among the fronds like birds in a breeze, and otters, clever, careful craftspeople, float on their backs with smooth stones tucked at their bellies. With a few practiced taps, a shell opens, a lesson passed from mother to pup, from yesterday to tomorrow. These forests do not only shelter life, they also borrow carbon from the air and hide it safely in their roots and sediments. The sea's gardens are as generous as any on land. We continue, following the light as it thins. The world cools from bright sapphire to a thoughtful, smoky blue, and we enter the zone sailors once imagined as haunted by lanterns. Some of those lanterns are real. A pinprick appears, then another, then a slow pulsing cloud, as if a constellation has slipped into the water. Here, in the ocean's twilight, light is made inside bodies. Soft lures to call supper close, sudden flares to frighten danger away, secret beacons that say, "I am here," across the dark. Imagine the patience of a fish that has learned to become a star when it needs to. Imagine a jelly whose glow is both message and cloak. Drift a little deeper and time seems to stretch, measured not by clocks, but by pressure and stillness. Somewhere below us, a valley opens. The kind that could hide the tallest mountain you know under a calm, dark roof. The pressure grows strong enough to press steel to a whisper, and yet life continues, as it always does. By learning the rules of a place, creatures here are slow and sturdy. They waste nothing, and when the ocean sends down its snow, they welcome it like winter towns welcome the first delivery of wood. In this quiet, the loudest sounds are often voices, distant, heavy syllables of whales speaking across entire basins, carrying news and courtship and homeward directions. Think of a heart the size of a small car, strong and unhurried. Think of lungs that inhale not only water, but the distances between islands, and a tongue that weighs the weight of loved ones by the songs they return. These giants live by eating the smallest things they can find, sifting clouds of shrimp-like creatures with the grace of a cathedral moving through fog. Their presence anchors the sea the way mountains anchor maps. By the time their songs reach us, they have passed through layers of water and memory, arriving as softened spells to calm the mind. Let your breath match the length of a slow whale call, steady and complete. Far to our left, black smoke rises in curling ribbons from chimneys built of minerals. Yet the smoke is not fire, and the chimneys are not brick. And the darkness is warm because the planet itself is breathing out. At these vents, water heated inside the earth blossoms into fountains rich with chemistry. Bacteria turn stone into food. Worms turn bacteria into cities. Clams and shrimp and strange pale fish arrive as pilgrims to a feast lit by heat, not daylight. Imagine a forest with no sun and yet abundant green. Only here the green is the logic of chemistry, a recipe for life written in sulfur, iron, and patience. In places like this, we learn that impossible is just a word we use when we have not visited long enough. Follow now a quiet canyon carved by ancient rivers when the sea stood lower and the world wore a different shape. Its walls carry history like a coral keeps rings in its skeleton, layers of time you can trace with a careful finger. Cold, nutrient-rich water climbs the slopes and spills over the edge in invisible waterfalls, feeding blooms far above that fishermen will notice in their nets. Seabirds, masters of wind, ride long arcs over the surface as if sketching maps for sailors in clouds. Some cross whole oceans on a single, rhythmic faith, reading the language of waves and breeze the way we read street signs. The ocean teaches creatures to be patient travelers. Above those canyons and far beyond the kelp, islands of color appear where tiny architects build cities from limestone. Each coral polyp is a small mouth with many arms, but together they are a cathedral large enough to be seen from space. Fish paint the streets in patterns of yellow and cobalt, and at certain nights the entire city releases its future to the tide, eggs and sperm rising like a soft storm of pearls. Corals are delicate and determined in equal measure. They have survived rises and falls of sea levels and seasons of change. When waters grow too warm, they pale like breath fog fading on a mirror, a sign of stress we can recognize and answer. The ocean keeps nothing entirely for itself. It sends signals and waits to see if we will listen. Let your thoughts settle like silt, each worry heavier than the last, sinking away from the surface until only clarity remains. Notice how the sea is a balance of opposites. Soft and strong, silent and full of voices, endlessly in motion and perfectly still. It holds gold dissolved so thin you could not gather it with all the nets in the world. And yet, it holds treasure even more rare. Time, memory, the proof that life can bloom in places that would seem to deny it. The ocean governs storms and calms, feeds seagrass meadows with light and vent gardens with heat, polishes pebbles and carves continents. With every slow inhale, feel how a planet-sized system is at work. And with every slow exhale, notice how completely it invites rest. If your mind wanders, let it wander along a path of shells. Some are spiraled like galaxies, some are smooth as the inside of a wrist. They were built one layer at a time by quiet engineers who must now work a little harder in a world that has asked them to. The sea absorbs what we put in the air, and in doing so, it changes its own recipe. The water becomes slightly less welcoming to stone builders, and yet the sea keeps trying, keeps teaching, keeps offering forests to shelter young fish and meadows to cradle young turtles. Let this knowledge be a gentle bell, not a panic, but a reminder, a call to carefulness shaped like kindness. Near the surface again, we meet the thinnest layer of all, a skin no thicker than a fingernail where the ocean and the sky shake hands. It is busy here in quiet ways, gases passing back and forth, tiny creatures riding the tension, flecks of dust and salt becoming the seeds of clouds. Storms begin with whispers in this boundary. Sunsets linger because this film of life holds the light for a moment longer. You are floating exactly where elements trade stories, where water learns of wind, where air learns of salt, where sunlight pauses to become breath. It is impossible to be here and not feel smaller, and it is comforting to discover that smallness can feel safe. Let us end this first gentle chapter by resting on our backs at the surface, eyes half closed, ears half under, hearing the sea from both above and below at once. The shore behind us is a soft line. The stars above us are patient and pleased. Somewhere far to the west, a long swell is still traveling toward a beach it has never seen, to arrive as a single perfect curl that will make a child laugh. Somewhere deep below, a lantern flashes once, and then saves its fire for another night. You are part of this, part of the breath of a living world that has counted its moments in tides long before we counted them in clocks. Let your breath be slow. Let your body be heavy. Let sleep find you the way a wave finds shore, predictable, tender, and inevitable. When you are ready, we will continue, deeper into forests of light and cities of stone, through canyons that carry the ocean's memory and along currents that carry its warmth. For now, float and rest, knowing that the sea holds you up with a million small hands you cannot see. The ocean is vast, but you have learned its first lesson: to release, to breathe, to be carried. If your eyelids fall, keep drifting. If you remain awake, keep listening. Either way, you are safe here, and the water knows the way. Now, as we drift quietly into the second part of our journey, imagine the ocean deepening beneath you. The light above grows faint, filtered into soft ribbons that shimmer before fading into a blue that feels endless. The sounds of the surface, waves, gulls, wind, become distant memories, replaced by the hum of currents and the steady pulse of your own breath. This is where the sea becomes more than water. It becomes time itself, slow, layered, and alive with quiet motion. You are entering a world that moves at its own pace, where stillness is not absence, but balance. In this realm, gravity feels different. Every motion is slower, more graceful, as though the water is gently teaching you how to move with less effort. Around you, creatures drift with the calm confidence of those who have never known haste. Some are transparent, their bodies like glass, filled with light that flickers when they move. Tiny jellyfish pulse past, their bells expanding and contracting in perfect rhythm, each movement silent and self-sufficient. Their lives may last only weeks, or in some rare species, eternity itself. The immortal jellyfish, Turritopsis dohrnii, can turn back its biological clock, reverting to its youthful state whenever it is threatened. It is nature's quiet defiance of death, an endless cycle of renewal hidden beneath the surface of time. Far below, a shadow moves slowly, larger than any ship you have ever seen. A whale glides through the darkness, its tail beating once every half-minute, pushing hundreds of tons of body through the sea with the elegance of a falling leaf. Its song rises from the deep, long and low, like the planet exhaling. You can feel it more than hear it, a vibration that touches bone and thought alike. Whales have been singing for millions of years, their voices echoing across ocean basins, connecting individuals separated by entire continents. They speak in tones that can cross the world, reminding us that distance, even across thousands of miles, is not a barrier when communication is born from patience. As the whale disappears into the dark, you notice flashes of life, tiny sparks suspended in the water, each one glowing with purpose. Bioluminescent creatures fill the sea like stars scattered through a midnight sky. Some use their glow to lure prey closer, others to warn off predators or signal to a mate. The anglerfish dangles a glowing lure just above its mouth, its own private lantern hanging in eternal darkness. Some squid flash bursts of light to confuse attackers, while shrimp ignite in blue sparks as they flee. Down here, light is more precious than gold, and every flicker is both survival and art. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine that you too could make light from within, that your calm and your breath could glow faintly in the dark. You drift deeper still, passing through the ocean's twilight zone. Sunlight no longer reaches here. Yet this place is alive in quiet abundance. Fish with enormous eyes move slowly between shadows. Some have transparent heads, letting them look upward through their own skin, searching for silhouettes of prey against the faint shimmer above. Others have long, ribbon-like bodies, their fins waving like silk banners in the current. Every creature here is shaped by pressure and patience. Even in these crushing depths, where the weight of the sea could crush metal, life finds a way to endure. You begin to understand that resilience, not strength, is what defines survival. In the distance, you see faint plumes rising from the seafloor, pillars of black smoke curling into the cold water. These are hydrothermal vents, places where the planet's molten heart breathes out through cracks in the crust. The water here is scalding, rich with minerals, and yet impossibly alive. Entire ecosystems thrive in this chemical sunlight. Worms taller than a human sway beside glowing vents, feeding on bacteria that turn sulfur and metal into food. Giant clams open their white shells like pale moons, and crabs with ghostly claws wander through clouds of rising heat. Here, where there is no light, life has invented a new kind of fire, one that burns without flame, powered by chemistry instead of the sun. The ocean teaches us that even the darkest places can create their own form of light. It is a lesson in quiet endurance, one that echoes far beyond biology. Think of how our own lives mirror these depths, how meaning can grow in places no sunlight reaches, how warmth can come from within when the surface grows cold. As you drift through this living darkness, let it remind you that calm is not emptiness. It is richness, unbothered by noise. Above us now, the ocean's currents move like invisible rivers, carrying warmth, salt, and stories across the globe. These currents are the planet's circulation system, connecting every sea, every shore. Warm water travels from the tropics to the poles. Cool water sinks and returns. And together, they form a global conveyor belt of life. It is this movement that keeps climates stable, that delivers nutrients to hungry waters and oxygen to waiting creatures. Without it, storms would grow wilder, the world less forgiving. You can feel the slow rhythm of these currents in your body now, the inhale and exhale of a living world. A sudden shimmer passes by. Thousands of tiny fish moving as one, turning all at once like a thought. Each fish follows the slightest cue, a shift in light, a whisper in the water. Together they form a school, a collective intelligence that moves with breathtaking precision. It is a dance with no leader, only trust. Imagine if humanity could move with such harmony, listening and reacting, each part aware of the whole. The ocean has always known this unity. It does not separate, it blends. It does not fight for dominance, it flows. As you travel along the seafloor, your eyes adjust to the strange shapes that grow there. Vast mountain ranges stretch beneath you, ridges and valleys longer than the Himalayas, circling the planet in hidden grandeur. New land is born here, where tectonic plates pull apart and molten rock cools in the cold sea. It is a reminder that the earth is still creating itself, even as we sleep. Every second, somewhere beneath the waves, a mountain rises a little higher. An island begins its long ascent toward the light. Floating near one of these volcanic ridges, you might see clouds of shimmering minerals turning the water into liquid silver. These minerals feed entire webs of life unseen anywhere else. Some scientists believe this is where life itself may have begun, in the heated cradle of the ancient ocean, where chemistry became biology, and the first cells found the courage to divide. If you close your eyes, you can almost feel it. The spark of beginning, patient and eternal, still echoing through every drop of water around you. We drift upward again now, through miles of soft blue silence, where the only motion is your heartbeat and the slow turning of the earth. Along the way, shadowy shapes pass. Gentle giants grazing on clouds of plankton, their long fins slicing the water like wings. The whale shark, the largest fish on earth, drifts past, its dotted skin glowing like constellations. Despite its size, it feeds on the smallest things, proof again that gentleness and greatness often live in the same body. It swims slowly, without hurry, trusting that the sea will provide, that the next meal will come with the next tide. Around us, coral gardens rise again, pale pink and golden, carved by time and patience. Each coral is a colony of countless small beings working as one, building vast structures from limestone over centuries. These reefs are home to a quarter of all marine life, bustling neighborhoods of color and motion. They protect coastlines from storms, feed millions of people, and provide shelter for species not yet named. They are the rainforests of the sea, delicate yet strong. When you look closely, every tiny coral polyp, every darting fish, every thread of algae is a testimony to cooperation. In their quiet way, They have mastered community far better than we have. Now, as the current carries us toward shallower waters, light returns, soft and slow. The sun above ripples through the surface like liquid glass, touching everything with gold. Sea turtles glide by, their flippers moving in slow, steady rhythm. They are ancient navigators, guided by the invisible lines of Earth's magnetic field. No map, no compass, only instinct and memory. Some will cross entire oceans to return to the very beach where they were born. Imagine that kind of certainty, that pull toward origin. Even in a world so vast, they always find their way home. Nearby, a pod of dolphins passes, clicking and whistling in a symphony that seems playful but is layered with meaning. Their sounds bounce off the seafloor, off each other, painting the world in echoes. To them, sound is sight. They see with their ears, building images from returning vibrations. It is their way of keeping in touch with one another, even when miles apart. Listening to them, you realize how sound in the ocean is both map and memory. In this great body of water, to make a sound is to declare existence, and to hear is to be connected. The sunlight grows warmer now, dappling through the surface in shifting mosaics. Schools of smaller fish weave in and out of the beams, and the color of the sea brightens from sapphire to turquoise. Above, waves ripple gently, their movement soft and steady, like breathing. Every rise and fall is an inhale and exhale of the planet itself. As you float here, let the rhythm guide your own breath. Slow, even, deep. The ocean's calm becomes your calm, its patience becomes your rest. If you listen closely, you can still hear the faint voices from below. The echo of whale songs, the quiet hum of currents, the distant sigh of venting heat. All of them merge into a single, continuous lullaby, the sound of a living world in balance. The deeper you breathe, the more it feels like the ocean is breathing with you, matching your rhythm, steady and endless. And as you float there between light and depth, remember that you are made of this same water. Every molecule inside you has been part of rain, river, sea, cloud, and ice. The ocean does not only surround you, it runs through you, it sustains you, it is you. The salt in your blood once came from here. The rhythm in your chest echoes the waves that have been washing the shores for 4 billion years. Let this thought settle gently in your mind, like sand settling after a wave. You belong to the ocean, and the ocean belongs to you. So rest here for a while, weightless, supported, timeless. The sea is still moving, but you no longer need to follow. You can let go of direction, of distance, of thought. Drift in this calm, where every current is kindness and every sound is sleep. If your eyes close, the ocean will keep watching. If they stay open, it will keep teaching. Either way, it holds you, completely, quietly, eternally. As the surface light dims behind us once more, we continue our quiet descent into the ocean's hidden heart. The water grows cooler, and colors begin to fade, replaced by shades of silver and blue so deep they seem to hum. You feel the gentle weight of the sea pressing around you, not as something heavy, but as an embrace. The soft, constant reminder that you are surrounded by something immense and alive. The world above is gone now, replaced by an endless calm that stretches in every direction. Here, sound moves differently. It travels farther, slower, deeper. A single note, a whisper, can wander for miles before it fades. In this tranquil darkness, shapes move like memories, drifting, delicate, deliberate. Some carry their own light, small glows pulsing beneath transparent skin. Others are shadows of creatures long forgotten by the sun. The ocean below 200 meters is called the twilight zone, where light is scarce, but life is abundant. Every heartbeat here is slower, every movement measured. This is where nature practices patience to perfection. Look closer. The twilight zone isn't empty. It's a floating forest made not of leaves, but of plankton, jellyfish, and ghostly fish, with wide eyes that reflect the faintest glimmer. Many have organs that emit a cool blue glow, a communication, a lure, or perhaps a song. Some flash once to startle predators. Others glow steadily, like lanterns that never go out. These tiny lights form a drifting constellation, the Milky Way of the sea. They are both beautiful and practical, the perfect union of survival and art. Further below, the abyssal plains stretch flat and silent for thousands of miles. Imagine fields larger than continents, so smooth that the curvature of the earth itself becomes visible. The sediments here have been settling for millions of years. Microscopic flakes of dead plankton, volcanic ash, fragments of shells, all falling endlessly through the dark. This slow, silent snowfall is called marine snow, and it is the ocean's version of rain, feeding everything that lives in its depths. When a single particle lands, it may sustain a creature for days. In this place, nothing is wasted. Among these plains, strange beings thrive. Sea cucumbers crawl like living vacuum cleaners, consuming the soft sediment and excreting it clean again. Their constant work recycles nutrients, allowing other creatures to live. In many ways, they are the gardeners of the abyss, quietly tending the soil of a world without sunlight. Beside them, starfish extend their arms across the dark, searching for food. If they lose a limb, they can grow it back. And in some cases, that single arm can regenerate an entire new starfish. Down here, even loss becomes a beginning. In the distance, a faint rumble echoes, not thunder, but the slow heartbeat of the planet itself. Underwater volcanoes erupt along ridges that span the globe, creating new crust, new islands, new worlds. Each eruption shapes the landscape of the sea, building mountains taller than Everest and valleys deeper than any canyon on land. Around these volcanoes, heat seeps into the cold, mineral-rich water, creating shimmering mirages where life should not exist. Yet it does. Tube worms taller than a person, blind shrimp that sense heat instead of light, and giant clams with shells like ivory doors all thrive here, feeding on bacteria that turn chemistry into nourishment. Here, at the border between fire and water, life rewrites the rules. It proves that sunlight is not a requirement, only energy and time. In this discovery lies a quiet truth. Life will always find a way, even in darkness, even under pressure, even when the world above forgets it exists. The ocean reminds us that creation and survival are not separate acts, but two sides of the same current. Let yourself drift alongside a slow current, following trails of drifting detritus as soft as falling dust. Each piece carries the history of something once alive. A fragment of coral, a shell of a plankton, a molecule of carbon that once sat in a leaf beneath the sun. Everything in the ocean is recycled endlessly. Nothing is lost, only changed. The same water that cradles you now once washed over dinosaurs, once floated beneath ice caps, once filled the lungs of fish that no longer swim. The ocean is memory, endless and kind. Now, rising from the plains below, a faint shape emerges, enormous, rough, ancient. It is a shipwreck, resting in silence. The ocean keeps its secrets well. Over time, the wood has dissolved, the metal has rusted into orange lace, and corals have claimed the hull as their own. Fish dart through broken windows. An octopus guards the curve of an old steering wheel. A century ago, this ship rode storms and sunlight. Now it sleeps peacefully beneath a cathedral of water. There are thousands like it, Roman cargo ships, forgotten submarines, entire cities swallowed by rising seas. The ocean's floor is a museum without walls, where history rests undisturbed. In some places, these ruins are preserved so well that time seems to have paused. Low oxygen and stable temperatures keep wood, fabric, and even paintings intact for centuries. The city of Pavlopetri in Greece, one of the oldest submerged cities on Earth, still shows streets and buildings perfectly mapped beneath shallow waves. Once a home to traders and families, it is now a home to fish and coral. The past does not disappear here. It simply learns to breathe underwater. You glide past the wreckage, the way a thought passes through a dream. Tiny bubbles rise from the sediment, the sound delicate and constant, like champagne poured in slow motion. Above, a faint glow returns, not daylight, but something colder, more serene. It is the bioluminescent sea, where creatures turn the water itself into light. Plankton swirl around your hands, flashing blue with each movement. This is what sailors once called the Sea of Stars. At night, waves glow with each crest, and footprints shimmer briefly before fading back into darkness. Entire beaches come alive with pale fire, reminding us that beauty often hides where no one expects it. If you could surface right now in one of those glowing bays, you'd see your reflection outlined in blue light. Every move you make would leave a glowing trail, a memory of your presence written in the language of the sea. These glowing waters are alive with tiny algae that produce light when disturbed. Their shimmer both defense and celebration. It is as if the ocean itself decided to hold a lantern for those who wander at night. Let's return again to the quiet depths, where the light cannot reach. You might think that darkness here means emptiness, but that's never true. In the deepest trenches, nearly 11 kilometers down, creatures have adapted to pressures that would crush steel. Some are translucent, some ghostly white, some armored like dragons. The Mariana Trench is the deepest known part of our ocean, its floor lying farther below sea level than Everest is above it. Down there, the pressure is more than 1,000 times what you feel at the surface. And yet, life persists. Small shrimp-like amphipods, snailfish with delicate fins, and microbes that live on minerals and methane. Even here, where light has never existed, life continues quietly, proving again that existence is more stubborn than we imagine. When you think of it, the ocean is less a place and more a vast system of connection. It links the sky and the land, the present and the past. The oxygen you breathe, the clouds that drift above, the rain that falls, all are born from this one blue body. The sea breathes in carbon and exhales life. It moderates the climate, shapes the winds, and tells the seasons when to change. Even now, as you drift in its stillness, the ocean is working, balancing, remembering. You might feel a sense of timelessness now, a gentle floating in eternity. The water moves so slowly here that it feels like stillness. But even now, vast currents are sliding beneath you, carrying warm water north, cold water south, nutrients up, and memories down. This silent choreography has been going on for millions of years, unseen yet essential. It is the ocean's heartbeat, deep, patient, eternal. As we begin to rise once more, carried by a slow upwelling current, you notice the colors returning. The water brightens from inky blue to jade and turquoise. You can see fish again, striped, speckled, flashing silver. Rays of sunlight begin to pierce the depths, golden threads sewing the sea to the sky. You pass a small coral garden, each branch a tiny masterpiece of geometry. A clownfish darts in and out of anemone tendrils, safe among its stinging arms. It lives here because the sea allows partnership. The anemone protects and the fish cleans. In return, both survive. Harmony is not rare underwater. It is the rule. You surface slowly, the pressure easing around you. The light above trembles like silk in a breeze. You break through the surface at last, and air fills your lungs again. For a moment, you lie on your back, half in the world of water, half in the world of air. The boundary between the two feels thin as a whisper. The ocean sighs against your ears, its rhythm perfectly matching your breath. Above you, clouds drift lazily. Below, unseen, billions of lives continue their patient work. As the sun leans westward, you can almost feel the planet turn, slow, unstoppable, serene. Every drop of this water has traveled the world, carried mountains to the sea, carved canyons, and nurtured stars of light and darkness. The ocean is both mirror and memory. It reflects what we are and remembers what we forget. And now, as the day begins to fade, let your breath settle into the sea's rhythm once again. Inhale with the rise of a wave. Exhale with its fall. Let each sound, the low hum of distant whales, the whisper of foam, the soft pulse of your heartbeat, weave together into something calm and infinite. You are part of this story now, part of the quiet motion that began before time was measured. Close your eyes if you wish. The ocean will keep its rhythm, and your dreams can follow its tides. There is no hurry. The waves will always be here. The light will always return. And as night falls over the water, the stars above and the plankton below will glow together. Two halves of the same eternal sea. Now, as the night settles upon the water, we begin the fourth part of our journey, a descent not only through depth, but through time. Imagine yourself floating in the warm darkness, the sea around you gently alive, pulsing with quiet rhythms that have existed since before the continents found their places. The stars above shimmer faintly, and the reflection of their light trembles across the waves, a reminder that even here, beneath this surface, the universe continues to whisper. You take a slow breath, and the air tastes faintly of salt and distance. The world is at rest, but the ocean never sleeps. Beneath the moonlit surface, the tides rise and fall in a slow, steady breath. The heartbeat of the planet, drawn by the distant hand of the moon and the pull of the sun. Every coast, every bay, every inlet feels this invisible motion. It is as if the ocean itself were sighing, pulled gently between two worlds. With each rise of the tide, hidden shores awaken. Small crabs scuttle from their burrows, shells click softly against one another, and sand glitters under the faint glow of phosphorescent plankton. The ocean's rhythm is patient, deliberate, endless. You can almost feel the gravity passing through you, the same quiet force that moves entire seas without sound. Let us drift with that motion now. Carried inland by the tide, through shallows where seagrass meadows sway like underwater fields. Each blade of grass is alive with motion. Small fish dart between the stems, snails trace invisible paths across the sand, and rays pass overhead, leaving trails of fine dust in their wake. Seagrass meadows are some of the most generous habitats on Earth, capturing carbon faster than forests and giving shelter to countless young fish and turtles. When the current brushes through them, it sounds like a whispering wind through leaves, a green sigh beneath the waves. To float here is to rest inside the lungs of the planet. A little farther on, the sea begins to change color. warming into shallower hues of gold and jade. The light dances across the rippling sand in patterns that look like sunlight translated into language. Here, the water is calm, and you can see your reflection broken into 100 small versions of yourself, each one swaying gently with the motion of the sea. Near the edges of coral reefs, life gathers again, colorful, vibrant, unafraid. Parrotfish scrape at coral with beak-like mouths, leaving trails of fine white sand. Moray eels coil in their stony dens, blinking with slow wisdom. Tiny shrimp clean the scales of larger fish, performing delicate surgeries with perfect grace. It is a community built on trust and rhythm, each creature fulfilling its quiet role in the harmony of the reef. And beyond these reefs, where sunlight still reaches but shadows deepen, lie the great kelp forests of the temperate seas. Imagine enormous ribbons of green rising from the depths, stretching 30 meters toward the light, swaying as one in the current. The water here feels cooler, rich with oxygen and movement. Seals twist playfully through the fronds, otters rest on their backs with stones balanced on their bellies, and schools of silver fish flicker like light reflecting off mirrors. Kelp forests grow faster than almost any plant on Earth, over 1 meter in a single day. Each frond captures sunlight, turns it into life, and gives it back to the sea. As the kelp brushes against you, it feels like soft silk, ancient and kind. But not all underwater forests are peaceful. In the colder regions, at the edges of the Arctic and Antarctic, another form of beauty thrives: sea ice. From above, it looks like silence made solid. Beneath, however, it is alive with movement and color. Tiny algae cling to the undersides of the ice, glowing faintly green. Fish, slow and deliberate, glide among crystal pillars, their blood rich with antifreeze proteins that keep them alive in water colder than freezing. The ice creaks softly, shifting with the tide, and each sound echoes like distant thunder across the frozen world. Here, every moment feels suspended, ancient, fragile, and pure. The sea and sky are nearly one color, and the horizon disappears into dream. In the far north, beneath these drifting sheets of ice, move the Greenland sharks. Creatures older than most nations, perhaps older than the trees above them. Some have lived for more than 2 centuries, gliding through the dark in slow silence. Their lives are measured not in years, but in centuries, their rhythm matching that of the ocean itself. Imagine seeing the world change around you, the glaciers growing and shrinking, the stars shifting, the surface filling with ships that come and go, and still moving at the same calm, unbroken pace. The Greenland shark teaches us that slowness is not weakness. It is endurance perfected. If we follow the current south again, the water grows warmer, the ice giving way to open sea. Great currents weave through the ocean like invisible highways. The Gulf Stream, the Kuroshio, the Antarctic circumpolar. Each one is a river within the sea, carrying heat from one hemisphere to another, balancing the climate of the world. The Gulf Stream alone moves enough water every second to fill millions of swimming pools, yet it flows as gently as a thought. These currents shape weather, guide migrations, and define the boundaries of life itself. Without them, the planet's balance would crumble. It is strange to think that what feels so calm beneath the surface is, in truth, the engine of all storms. Now we travel downward once more, following the cold return currents toward the deep trenches. Down here, in the shadowed world beyond light, the pressure grows immense. And yet, even here life continues. Some creatures glow faintly red, a color invisible to most predators. Others carry lights on their heads or tails, flickering like beacons in fog. The barrel-eye fish, with its transparent head, looks upward through its own skull, its green eyes rotating inside a glass dome. It is evolution at its most astonishing, a design shaped entirely by darkness. The deeper we go, the more we see that life has endless patience for adaptation. Every depth is a new opportunity, not a barrier. Along the trench walls, strange gardens bloom. White crabs and red shrimp crawl among vents that leak methane instead of heat. These are cold seeps, another miracle of the deep, where life feeds not on sunlight or sulfur, but on oil and gas that ooze from the Earth's crust. Tube worms gather here too, pale and soft as candle wax, drawing nourishment from chemical reactions we can barely understand. Around them, bacteria spin invisible webs of energy, turning poison into nourishment, darkness into color. Even in these impossible places, the ocean finds ways to create. Everywhere you look, the sea is busy with transformation. The carbon exhaled by forests finds its way into plankton. The plankton become fish, the fish become whales. And when the whales die, their bodies sink slowly, falling for hours, days, sometimes weeks, until they reach the seafloor. There they become whale falls, temporary islands of life in the darkness. Crabs, snails, and worms gather in vast numbers to feed, and bacteria release heat and nutrients back into the water. A single whale can feed an ecosystem for decades, even in death continuing the cycle of creation. It is humbling to think that nothing in nature truly ends. It only changes form, always returning to give life to something else. Above us now, far above the trenches, the world of color waits. But before we rise, let's pause for a moment in this weightless stillness. The water here is colder than any air, yet it feels welcoming, as if the sea itself recognizes you. You can feel your pulse matching the rhythm of distant waves, your breath slowing until it becomes indistinguishable from the current. In this silence, thought becomes light, drifting freely, unbound by gravity. You realize that you're not separate from this place, that every part of your body, from the salt in your blood to the water in your cells, once belonged to the same ancient ocean. We begin to ascend now, following bubbles of light that rise like stars in reverse. The pressure eases, your heartbeat steadies. You pass through layers of color again, black fading to blue, blue to turquoise, turquoise to gold. Shadows turn to silhouettes, and then to shimmering outlines of life. A school of jellyfish rises beside you, their bells glowing faintly in rhythm, like a slow, cosmic heartbeat. They drift upward toward the light, ageless, effortless, eternal. When at last we break the surface, the air greets us with warmth and sound. The quiet lap of waves against one another, the sigh of the wind through salt. The world feels familiar again, but also different, as though we have returned carrying something we did not have before. The stillness of the deep, the memory of silence, the certainty that life continues in infinite forms. The sky above is soft with dusk. The horizon glows like a line of gold between two infinities. Water below, stars above. As you float, the ocean rocks you gently as if lulling you back into rest. You can still feel its pulse beneath you, slow and ancient, connecting every creature that has ever lived. The sound of the waves becomes your breath. The stars reflect across the water, forming pathways that seem to stretch forever. Here, between the deep and the air, there is only peace. Every sound is softened. Every thought slows. You're not merely floating on the sea. You are part of it. And as the night deepens and the tide carries you softly farther from shore, you realize that the ocean is not a place to visit, but a presence to remember. It holds your weight, your worries, your memories, and returns them to you, transformed into calm. Let your eyes close now, if they haven't already. The sea will hold you. The stars will keep their slow vigil. The water will sing you to rest in its own language. A song without words, a promise without end. And when you dream, you will drift again through blue gardens, glowing plains, and forests of light, knowing that the ocean, vast and eternal, is still breathing beneath you. The night is deep now. The air above the sea feels cooler, softer, almost alive. You float motionless at the surface, half dreaming, half awake, and the boundary between you and the water has vanished. Each gentle wave is like a breath against your skin. The stars shimmer faintly overhead, reflected as 1,000 trembling lights in the ripples around you. You could almost believe you are suspended between two heavens, one above and one below, both endless, both waiting. The ocean beneath holds its silence, vast and watchful, like an ancient mind still thinking in the language of tides. Slowly, you begin to descend again. The surface closes above you, folding the starlight into a softer blue. The water is cooler now, soothing and dense. It cradles you the way darkness cradles a candle's flame. As you drift down, you start to see faint flashes of life in the distance. Slow pulses of turquoise, emerald, and gold. This is the bioluminescent world, where light is born inside living things. Here, a jellyfish glows from its heart outward, a pulse every few seconds. There, a cluster of plankton flares briefly as a fish passes by, then fades into the quiet again. Some creatures carry their lights like lanterns. Others use them as camouflage, shining upward to match the faint glow of the sea above. It is a living constellation, one that rearranges itself every moment. The deeper you go, the quieter it becomes. Yet, it is not empty. In this stillness, there is presence, a low hum that seems to come from everywhere at once. The ocean here feels older, almost sentient. You realize that the same water you are moving through has been here for millions of years, circling the globe in slow, patient loops. The molecules touching your hands might have once floated near Antarctica, or deep beneath a tropical storm, or within the clouds that rained on ancient forests before any cities existed. In this vast circulation, nothing is ever truly gone. Everything returns, changed, but continuous. Let your breath follow that rhythm. Inhale and imagine water rising through warm equatorial currents. Exhale and feel it sink into the cold depths at the poles. This is the planet's conveyor belt. Its endless motion that balances climates, nourishes life, and carries stories across oceans. Each wave that touches a shore began its journey years, even decades ago. The same pulse that shapes coastlines shapes weather. The same tide that guides whales guides storms. Every ripple, no matter how small, is part of a greater whole. Now, you drift through the open mid-ocean, a vast, blue desert that stretches for thousands of miles between continents. It seems empty, but that emptiness is an illusion. Tiny plankton bloom invisibly here, feeding the chain of life from the smallest fish to the largest whales. You can almost hear it. The faint clicking of distant shrimp, the low moan of a whale, the rhythm of unseen wings as seabirds glide above, their shadows barely touching the waves. Even in this desolation, the world hums with quiet order. From this quiet, something emerges, a dark wall rising in the distance. As you approach, it resolves into a living mountain, a reef. ancient and immense. Billions of coral polyps have built it over millennia, each one smaller than your fingertip. Together, they have constructed a fortress of beauty, a cathedral under the sea. The reef stretches out like a dream, alive with color even in the dim light. Fish of every shape and hue weave through the branches: orange, silver, electric blue. Parrotfish scrape coral with their beaks, creating the white sands of tropical beaches. Sea fans sway gently, filtering the water like lace curtains moving in a breeze. Every inch of this reef is a community. Every creature here contributes to the whole. Listen carefully. There's a sound here, subtle but constant, a crackle, a pop, a faint hiss. It's not the water itself, but the reef alive and speaking. Tiny shrimps snap their claws, fish nibble coral, air bubbles escape from sponges. It's a living symphony, invisible yet endless. Scientists have discovered that young fish use this sound to find their way home, following the music of life back to the reefs where they were born. Sound, not sight, is how they know belonging. The ocean's song is its map. As you move along the reef, you see fragments of coral bleached white like ghostly bones. The water here has grown warmer in recent years. The algae that live inside the coral, tiny, sun-loving partners, have fled the heat, leaving their hosts pale and fragile. Some corals will recover when the water cools, others will not. This quiet fading is the ocean's whisper to us, a reminder that even the strongest systems can be undone by imbalance. Yet, just beside those pale skeletons, you see new growth. Young coral, bright and eager, reaching upward like fingers toward the light. Life continues its work, even in grief. Let's rise a little now, up into the sunlit shallows, where color returns in full bloom. The light here feels alive, warm against your skin, even through the water. Shadows ripple across the sand as schools of silverfish twist and turn, moving as one body. Above them, a ray glides effortlessly, its wings spreading wider than your outstretched arms. It moves with perfect grace, each beat slow and deliberate, stirring the sand below. Around its tail, smaller fish swim fearlessly, trusting the safety of its presence. Here, every motion is connected, every action echoed. In the distance, you catch sight of something immense breaking the surface. A blue whale rising from the deep for air. Its movement is slow, monumental, yet peaceful. It exhales through its blowhole, sending a pillar of mist into the night air, illuminated by moonlight like silver smoke. That single breath could fill a small room. Its heart, the size of a car, beats just a few times per minute. The whale dives again, its great tail lifting from the water with quiet finality, leaving only ripples that glow faintly in the starlight. The ocean feels deeper for its passing. Not far away, another rhythm begins to emerge, a series of low, resonant calls. These are Zelbrasobion whale songs, stretching across entire ocean basins. Their tones move through water for thousands of miles, unchanged, reaching others who respond with equally patient notes. Each song is unique, shaped by culture and geography, passed down through generations like oral tradition. It is one of the few languages that have existed for millions of years. Listening to it feels like hearing the memory of the planet itself. You realize that sound is the ocean's heartbeat, the pulse by which it dreams. Now, follow that sound downward again, where light dims to indigo and silver. A faint shimmer drifts around you, tiny particles, marine snow, falling endlessly from above. Each speck carries nutrients, minerals, and fragments of life, feeding the world below. Some will settle on the seafloor, becoming part of its soft, dark fabric. Others will be eaten and recycled, beginning the cycle again. It's a never-ending exchange, a quiet generosity that sustains everything in the sea. And then, something moves just beyond the edge of vision. A shape, long and sleek, gliding with impossible precision. A sac shark, ancient and deliberate. Its eyes are black and still, its body all muscle and memory. Sharks have existed for over 400 million years, long before the dinosaurs, long before trees covered the land. Yet they move with a gentleness that surprises you. The shark's fins barely stir the water. It is not the monster of myth, but a guardian of balance, keeping populations in check, maintaining the order of the sea. When it passes, even the smaller fish seem to breathe easier. The ocean depends on its hunters as much as its gardens. The current carries you upward once more, toward the faint shimmer of the moon through the waves. The water brightens around you, turning pale, almost translucent. You rise slowly, as if through time itself. Above, the stars are waiting. The sound of the waves grows louder again, soft but rhythmic, like breathing. You break through the surface, and for a moment, everything is still. The moon reflects off the sea in 1,000 trembling fragments, each one a thought, a memory, a dream. Breathe deeply now. The air is cool, the horizon infinite. The ocean beneath is calm, steady, ancient. Everything that has ever lived has come from it, and everything will one day return. The waves brush against your skin, their touch both reminder and promise. You are part of the same pattern, part of the same story. In the end, all things, clouds, rivers, mountains, people, flow back to the sea. Let the ocean's rhythm lull you again. Feel how it rocks you, not as a traveler now, but as something it has claimed and welcomed. The tides move, the stars drift, the water breathes. You are floating at the center of a vast, breathing universe. And for now, nothing more is required of you. No effort, no thought. Just the steady pulse of water against your chest, and the knowledge that you are home. The morning comes quietly to the ocean. There is no dawn here as on land, no sudden burst of light across the horizon. Instead, the sea brightens gradually, like a breath drawn in slow motion. The darkness softens first to indigo, then to blue, then to the pale turquoise of the shallow world. Above, the surface glows with sunlight, breaking into shimmering fragments. Below, the vastness still hums with the memory of night. You are between two worlds again, day above, deep time below, and the light feels alive, spilling through the water like melted gold. The first thing you notice is movement. Tiny plankton rise from the deep where they hid during the dark hours. They drift upward in clouds, so small you cannot see them individually, yet together they turn the water milky with life. This invisible migration happens every day, the largest movement of creatures on Earth, though few ever witness it. Trillions of tiny lives rising with the morning, carrying the ocean's nutrients upward like the breath of the planet itself. It is the ocean's sunrise, silent and immense. Around you, color returns in slow layers. Schools of silverfish twist together into mirrored ribbons that catch the light like liquid glass. Rays glide lazily across the sand below, their outlines sharp against the glowing seafloor. A turtle drifts past, its flippers moving like wings through air. It pauses for a moment, turning its head toward you before swimming on, unhurried and certain. Sea turtles have crossed these waters for more than 100 million years. Guided by the invisible lines of Earth's magnetic field, they return to the very beaches where they were born. Every journey they take is a memory written in the language of instinct. They are proof that some homes are not places, but directions. You follow one of them now, through a corridor of swaying coral. The reef wakes slowly, its colors blooming like a painting under sunlight. Parrotfish nibble on the coral with their beak-like mouths, breaking off fragments that will later become sand. Small clownfish peek from the arms of their anemone homes, their movements curious but cautious. Cleaner shrimp move along the bodies of larger fish, picking away bits of parasites with delicate precision. The reef hums with activity, a soft crackle of life you can almost hear through the water. Each sound, each movement, each interaction forms a symphony of survival, and somehow it feels like music. A shadow passes overhead, and for a moment, the light dims. Then you see it, a manta ray, vast and graceful, moving with a slow, deliberate rhythm. Its wings span wider than a human is tall, yet it glides as gently as silk. Beneath its body, smaller fish swim in its slipstream, protected by its sheer presence. Mantas are travelers of open oceans, crossing entire basins guided by unseen maps of current and temperature. Watching it, you feel an overwhelming sense of peace. To exist like this, to move without resistance, to trust the current, is to understand something about balance that words cannot describe. The ocean floor here rises in soft dunes of sand. Each grain is a remnant of something ancient, a coral fragment, a shell worn down by time, a memory of mountains eroded to dust. When you stir the sand with your hand, it swirls into golden clouds, glowing briefly before settling again. The water carries these grains away, letting them rest where the current decides. Nothing in the ocean truly stays still. Every drop, every particle, every life is always in motion. A reminder that change is not disruption, but continuation. Drifting closer to the surface, you notice patches of floating green, islands of seaweed, and drifting sargassum that stretch for miles. These mats of life drift freely with the current, forming nurseries for young fish, crabs, and turtles. Beneath the tangle of leaves, shadows flicker, creatures finding shelter, feeding, growing. The water here is warmer, touched by the sun, and it smells faintly of salt and living things. The sargassum rustles softly when the wind brushes across it, like leaves in a forest breeze. You realize that even the open ocean has forests. They just move with the wind instead of standing still. Far below, darker shapes circle in the blue. Sharks. Silent and patient. They move with an ancient confidence, their sleek forms cutting through the water without effort. One passes near you, and you see its eyes, calm and unreadable. It does not approach nor flee. It simply observes, then glides away into shadow. Sharks are the ocean's balance keepers, ensuring that the web of life remains whole. They have ruled these waters for hundreds of millions of years, surviving every extinction, every change. To be near one is to feel the presence of time itself, distilled into motion. As the morning brightens, currents begin to shift. Warm water rises, cold water sinks, mixing nutrients that fuel life from top to bottom. You can almost sense the Earth's spin in these movements, the pull of gravity and the push of wind working together in a quiet dance. The Barbijwars Gulf Stream, Wards, the Kuroshio Current, the Antarctic Circumpolar, all flow from this same motion, connecting oceans across the planet. They carry not only heat, but stories. The scent of distant lands, the trace of ancient rain, the memory of storms that have come and gone. The sea, in its own slow language, is always speaking. You drift into a mangrove forest, where the ocean and the land embrace. The roots rise from the water like living sculptures, arching above the mud and silt. Between them, small fish dart in flashes of silver, and herons move gracefully among the shadows. The mangrove's roots are thick with salt, filtering seawater through their tissues, turning the impossible into balance. They protect the coast from storms and erosion, absorbing the energy of waves that would otherwise strike with fury. They also store vast amounts of carbon, making them guardians of both land and sky. Each tree, each root, each leaf is part of the planet's breathing. Listen. Above the water, birds call softly, distant echoes of the life beneath. The boundary between air and sea blurs again. The reflection of the sky ripples with every sound, as if the world itself were sighing. The ocean, you realize, has no borders. The rain that falls from the clouds will one day return here. The rivers that feed it carry dust from mountains, minerals from soil, memory from forests. Even the air you breathe has crossed its surface countless times. You and the ocean are made of the same ingredients, just arranged differently for a little while. The sunlight grows stronger now, casting shadows beneath each wave. You float face up, eyes half open, watching the shapes of clouds drift across the water's surface. The horizon stretches endlessly, the edge of the world curved and shimmering. Somewhere beyond it, whales travel along ancient routes, their songs threading through the water like letters in a language that predates words. Somewhere beneath, coral grows, vents breathe, and fish weave patterns unseen. Above you, the wind hums softly, the same wind that stirs the deserts, the same wind that turns seeds to flight. Everything is connected. The ocean does not simply exist beside the world. It is the world in motion. Now, take a slow breath and let yourself drift again. The waves rise and fall like the rhythm of sleep, steady and infinite. The ocean no longer feels vast or distant. It feels intimate, like the inside of a heartbeat. You begin to understand what sailors and dreamers have always known, that to float here is to rest in the oldest cradle there is. The sea was our first home, our first mother, our first story. Every drop inside us remembers her. The salt in our blood is her signature, the rhythm of our breath her echo. In this realization, the mind grows quiet. You no longer search for the bottom or the shore or even the sky. Everything you need is already here. Movement, light, sound, stillness. You feel yourself dissolving, not disappearing, but becoming part of something larger, something without edges. It is not frightening. It is peace. Simple, whole, infinite. Stay in this moment. Let the water support you. Let the sky reflect upon you. Let the pulse of the ocean carry you where time moves slowly, and the world, for once, asks nothing at all. The sea hums softly around you, a low song that has no beginning and no end. It has been singing for 4 billion years. Tonight, it sings for you. The sun has now climbed high above the horizon, pouring gold into the waves, and the sea glitters as though dusted with stars. You lie at the surface, eyes closed, feeling the warmth soak through your skin. The water rocks you gently, keeping perfect time with your heartbeat. The morning air smells of salt and light. This is the ocean at its calmest, a mirror that holds the entire sky. Somewhere in the distance, a faint breeze moves across the surface, drawing tiny ripples that catch the light like glass threads. You are adrift in peace, suspended between 2 infinities, the endless blue above and the endless blue below. Let yourself sink slowly again. The sunlight follows you down, slicing through the water in pillars of gold. The deeper you drift, the softer it becomes, until it feels more like sound than light. a steady hum that vibrates through your chest. Around you, the water thickens with life. Shoals of fish move in synchronized waves, turning together as though sharing a single thought. They flash silver when they twist, then vanish into blue, only to return as a single, rippling cloud. Each tiny motion they make, each flick of a fin, becomes part of a larger pattern. This is how the ocean lives, not as a collection of separate beings, but as a single breathing entity, endlessly shifting, endlessly whole. Down below, the sand stretches flat and smooth for miles. At first it looks empty, but if you watch carefully, it begins to stir. A buried stingray lifts itself from the seabed, its diamond-shaped body sending soft clouds of sand swirling into the current. Small crabs scurry sideways, leaving delicate trails that vanish seconds later. Shells gleam faintly where sunlight strikes them. Spirals, ridges, tiny sculptures of calcium built by quiet hands. The seafloor is alive with patterns that last only moments, erased and rewritten by the tides, like memories gently rearranged by time. Ahead, the ground begins to fall away, opening into a vast canyon that plunges deep into the earth. These underwater canyons, carved long ago by rivers when the sea levels were lower, are older than any mountain range on land. Their walls are draped with corals and sponges, glowing faintly in pastel shades of lavender and blue. Fish hover like drifting leaves along the edges, using the slow updrafts of current to stay suspended. As you move through the canyon, it feels like passing through the ruins of an ancient cathedral. Stone pillars rising into the dark, the echoes of long-lost rivers still whispering in the water. At the canyon floor, cold currents rise from below, carrying nutrients from the deep. This process is called upwelling, and it is one of the great miracles of the ocean. It brings life from death, feeding everything from plankton to whales. Without it, the seas would be silent deserts. But here, the water is rich and alive, and even the smallest creatures dance in its invisible flow. In this gentle current, you can almost feel the heartbeat of the planet, slow and steady, reminding you that even the darkest depths are part of a greater cycle, always returning to the surface, always beginning again. Now, look upward. The sunlight filtering down from above looks like distant fire, soft and trembling. Between you and that light, great shapes move with serene power. A lax pod of dolphins glides through the water, their movements smooth and synchronized. They click and whistle softly, filling the sea with language. Every sound they make bounces off the world around them, returning with information, a map made of echoes. To them, the ocean is never dark. Their voices painted in sound. You can almost feel the vibrations against your skin, soft as rain, guiding you upward. As you follow them, the water brightens again, and color returns, not just blue, but emerald, turquoise, gold, and rose. The sea at midday is a mosaic of light, a living kaleidoscope that shifts with every breath of wind. The surface above is alive with glittering fragments, each one reflecting a different piece of the sun. Through that brightness, shapes move, sleek, powerful, and unhurried. Whale sharks, the largest fish in the world, drift like gentle giants. They feed on clouds of plankton, their mouths wide and calm. Despite their size, they move with such grace that the water barely trembles around them. Their bodies are covered in white spots, like constellations come to life. Swimming beside them feels like drifting next to a piece of the night sky that never forgot how to glow. One of them passes close to you. Its great eye, dark and reflective, catches your own. For a moment, There is no difference between you, only the shared awareness of being alive in the same limitless water. Then it turns away, vanishing into the bright distance. The sea feels quieter without it, but also fuller, as though it has left behind the memory of its calm. We drift now toward the open horizon, where the ocean stretches unbroken for thousands of miles. The waves here are slow and heavy, rising and falling like the breathing of a sleeping world. Beneath them, the vast currents move unseen, vast rivers of water, connecting every continent. These are the hidden architects of weather and climate. They carry warmth north and cold south, shaping winds and seasons. Without them, the earth would fall out of balance. The ocean is not just a mirror for the sky, it is the machinery of the planet itself. Far ahead, you see the dark line of clouds. A storm is forming, not fierce, but powerful, alive with energy. The air begins to hum as wind moves across the waves. The first drops of rain strike the surface, sending up tiny rings of silver. In moments, it becomes a downpour. The rain sounds like applause, 1,000 small hands greeting the sea. Each droplet is a reunion, water returning home after its long journey through clouds and rivers. You watch as the rain merges with the surface, disappearing instantly, becoming part of something larger once more. Nothing is lost here. Everything returns. When the storm passes, the air clears, and the sea stretches calm again. The sky above is rinsed clean, the sunlight pale and gentle. Around you, the horizon feels wider, the air sharper, the world renewed. You take a slow breath. It smells of new beginnings, of salt and rain and sunlight. The ocean is always new, even as it remains ancient. Each wave that touches the shore is the latest verse in a poem that began before time. Below you, shadows move again, this time slower, heavier. The sound returns, long, low calls, resonating through miles of water. The Baikulu whales' wee-wows have come back, singing to one another across the vastness. Their voices are deep enough to be felt more than heard. They vibrate through your ribs, through your thoughts, through the very salt in your blood. Some say whales remember the shape of the earth through sound alone. They know where the mountains lie beneath the waves, where the valleys sink, where the currents twist. To listen to them is to hear the geography of the ocean turned into music. You float there, listening. Each song is both sorrow and serenity, a conversation that has been continuing for millions of years. Somewhere, another whale answers, its voice rising from the dark, and the ocean itself seems to pause in acknowledgement. It feels like a prayer, though not to any god we know. A prayer to existence itself. The whales sing not for audience, but because they must, because the sea itself is listening. As the songs fade into silence, the sea grows still again. The water rocks you gently, steady as a cradle. The sunlight wavers on the surface, golden and soft. Your body drifts, weightless and calm. You begin to understand that this is not just a place of exploration. It is a place of rest. Every journey in the ocean eventually ends in stillness, not because it is empty, but because everything here moves in harmony. The waves, the winds, the creatures, the light all follow the same rhythm, the same breath. Let yourself breathe with it now. Inhale as the wave rises beneath you. Exhale as it falls away. The motion carries you without effort. You are no longer moving through the ocean. The ocean is moving through you. The boundary between what is water and what is human disappears. You are part of the tide, part of the song, part of the shimmering light that dances across the deep. You are not observing the ocean anymore. You are becoming it. And as you rest in that realization, the last of your thoughts dissolve. There is no before, no after. Only this, the slow heartbeat of the sea and the warmth of the sun above it. The water holds you completely, patient and eternal. The waves keep time, the horizon stays infinite, and the quiet beneath everything hums with the memory of creation. You are floating inside the oldest story ever told, and for this moment, you are both listener and ocean, dreamer and dream. The day has deepened into afternoon, and the sea glows with a soft amber light that precedes evening. The sun, now tilting westward, stretches its rays across the water like molten glass, and the air feels slower, heavier, full of warmth. You drift on the surface, half asleep, watching the golden ripples unfold and fade. Every spark of light that dances on the waves seems to breathe with you, a slow rhythm, perfectly matched to the rise and fall of your chest. The ocean hums beneath that silence, vast and content, a living lullaby that holds the horizon in its arms. As you begin to descend once more, the brightness filters through the water in long, slanted shafts, softening into deep blues and greens. The warmth fades gradually, replaced by a tender coolness that brushes your skin like the whisper of night. You drift down through the sun's memory, a space between day and dusk where color still lingers, but shadows are beginning to claim their kingdom. The world grows quiet again. Fish pass around you in slow motion, their scales catching the last shards of sunlight. A sea turtle glides nearby, tracing a line of bubbles upward toward the sky, and for a moment, time seems to hold its breath. The water grows cooler as you reach the mesopelagic, the twilight zone of the sea. Here, the light is faint and blue, fading with each heartbeat. You notice faint pulses in the distance, soft glimmers like lanterns floating in fog. This is the hour when the deep begins to awaken. Creatures that hid from the day now rise in slow ascent, millions upon millions of them, drifting upward like silent pilgrims. Tiny jellyfish shimmer in violet hues, small squid flash messages in Morse code, and deep sea fish glide with glowing eyes. Each flicker of light is a word in an ancient alphabet of survival. The dark is not empty. It is speaking, gently, constantly. You follow the faint trail of a glowing creature, its small body shaped like glass, its movements delicate and sure. As it drifts, it releases a soft blue light, leaving behind a trail of luminescence that fades like falling stars. This is the ocean's bioluminescent ballet, performed in silence, repeated for eons. The light is born not of the sun, but of chemistry, of life turning energy into art. In this place where no star can reach, the sea makes its own constellations. You watch in stillness as the glow surrounds you, blue, green, silver, until it feels as if you are floating through the cosmos itself. Each pulse of light a heartbeat of the universe. Further below, the glow gives way to shadow again. And in that darkness, faint movements appear, outlines of shapes too vast to comprehend. The largest animals on Earth live here, the great sperm whales, diving deep into the blackness in search of prey. They move like ships through water, deliberate and patient. You can feel their presence before you see them. The low rumble that vibrates through the ocean, a sound older than language. One of them passes near, and for a moment, its immense body fills the world. You see the pale scars along its skin, reminders of battles fought in silence against giant squids in the depths. Its eye meets yours, dark, calm, infinite, and you feel an understanding that words could never hold. Then, As the whale fades back into the abyss, the silence becomes music again. A series of clicks, long and low, travels through the water. The echolocation calls of the whales as they speak to one another, mapping the unseen world around them. Their voices carry for hundreds of miles, each note weaving through the currents like threads of sound. They are the storytellers of the sea, the guardians of memory. To them, the ocean is not dark at all. It is filled with echoes and reflections, with songs that never truly end. Rising now, you follow the sound upward, carried by a gentle current that feels almost alive. You drift past floating plankton blooms, glowing faintly in the dim light. Some are simple cells, others intricate chains of glassy spirals. They form the foundation of everything, unseen but essential. The oxygen in your lungs, the clouds in the sky, the breath of every forest. All are gifts of these small beings. You realize that life's greatest miracles are not always loud or large. Often they are microscopic and silent, shaping worlds without ever needing to be seen. As you ascend, the colors return again, slowly. First deep blue, then turquoise, then pale gold. You break through the surface just as the sun begins to touch the horizon. The air above is warm and fragrant, tinged with the scent of salt and distant rain. The ocean glows orange where the sunlight meets the waves, a liquid mirror reflecting the dying day. You lie still, half in the water, half in the air, watching as the sky burns gently into color. Clouds blush pink and violet. The horizon softens. It feels as though the entire world is exhaling. Around you, the water remains calm. The waves are slow, like the breathing of a sleeping giant. In the distance, you can hear the faint cries of seabirds returning to their roosts. Somewhere beyond the horizon, the wind shifts, carrying the cool promise of night. The ocean, once bright and alive, now begins its transformation again. From golden mirror to dark mystery. You can feel it changing around you, yet it never stops being familiar. Day and night mean nothing to the sea. It simply moves through its cycles, endlessly, faithfully. You turn your gaze upward. The first stars are appearing, fragile, trembling lights barely visible against the fading glow. They seem to echo the bioluminescent sparks you saw below, as if the sky and the sea are mirrors of one another. The constellations above feel like reflections of those living lights beneath the waves. Perhaps the universe has always been trying to speak through both, one in fire, one in water, both infinite, both beautiful, both connected. You let yourself drift again, the water warm around you, the air cooling against your face. The sun slips fully below the horizon, and the sky deepens into blue-black velvet. Far out to sea, the surface begins to glow faintly, patches of blue light swirling in patterns that move with the waves. It's the sea sparkle, caused by bioluminescent plankton that ignite when touched by motion. Every small ripple glows for a heartbeat, then fades, replaced by another. You move your hand slowly through the water, and light blooms around your fingers like liquid fire. You are painting with the ocean itself, each stroke alive and fleeting. It feels like magic, but it is simply life. Another way the sea chooses to express wonder. A wave passes beneath you, and you drift weightlessly once more. The sound of the world fades until there is only the soft lap of water against your ears. The stars reflect perfectly now, unbroken, so that you cannot tell where the sky ends and the sea begins. You are suspended between two infinities again. The same place where you started, but changed now, as though you've learned to listen to the silence in a new way. you understand that everything in this world, from the smallest plankton to the largest whale, is connected through this same rhythm, this same endless tide. The ocean beneath you hums with quiet strength. The stars above shimmer with endless patience. And between them, you float, a small, breathing piece of the universe, surrounded by beauty beyond measure. The night deepens. The air cools. The waves cradle you gently. Their movement is steady as a heartbeat. You can feel sleep approaching now, slow and sure like the tide itself. The ocean holds you, the stars watch over you, and everything, absolutely everything, is at peace. So let yourself drift, weightless, timeless, unburdened. The day is over, but the sea is still awake, singing softly in a language older than light. It is a song about renewal, about the endless circle of birth and return, of calm and storm, of dark and dawn. It is a song about you too, because you are made of the same water, the same salt, the same starlight. Close your eyes. Let the sound of the waves carry you. You are safe here, in the arms of the living ocean. And it will keep singing long after dreams have found you. Night has now wrapped the ocean in its quiet blue veil. The stars above burn sharp and steady, mirrored perfectly in the water below, so that for a moment it feels as if you are floating between two identical skies. The air is cool, touched by salt and distance. Every sound is softened. The hush of waves, the faint creak of the tide, the breath of wind that smells of rain. You are weightless, untethered, as if the ocean has forgotten gravity for your sake. The world you knew, of land, of noise, of time, has vanished. What remains is rhythm, breath, and the long, slow song of the sea. Far below, the water is alive with quiet fire. Tiny plankton drift upward, glowing faintly whenever the water stirs, their light a language older than speech. Each spark lasts only a heartbeat before fading, yet together they create a living galaxy beneath you. When the waves roll, they ignite in pale blue, each crest a constellation, each ripple a meteor trail. This is the ocean's own night sky, born of life instead of stars. You move your hand through the water and watch light bloom from your fingers, soft and fleeting. It feels like touching something sacred. A moment of creation repeated endlessly, just to remind the world that beauty needs no reason. In the distance, a low, haunting sound rises. The call of a whale, traveling through the dark. It begins as a tremor, then deepens into a tone that vibrates through your bones. It is both near and far, both lonely and infinite. Whales use sound and the way we use light. It is their map, their memory, their language. Their songs can travel thousands of miles, carrying stories from one hemisphere to another. When one sings, others answer, and for a moment the whole ocean becomes an echo chamber of life, a vast choir beneath the stars. Each note is a greeting, a direction, a fragment of history. To listen is to hear the pulse of the planet. You begin to dive again, drawn toward that sound. The water grows darker, thicker, cooler. The glow of the surface fades until it becomes a dream, and you are surrounded by a silence so deep that it feels like the universe itself is holding its breath. Yet within that silence, there is movement everywhere. Tiny shapes drift past. Translucent shrimp, comb jellies shimmering like glass rainbows, schools of fish so small, they move as a single shifting shadow. Light flickers from beneath them, and for an instant, the deep glows from within, as if the sea were illuminated by thought. Further below, strange creatures glide through the void, eels as long as trees, squid with eyes the size of moons, fish that carry lanterns glowing from their bellies. Each species has learned to build its own light, to shape survival into art. Some of them drift close, curious. You see the flash of scales, the pulse of color, the trail of bubbles that rise like pearls. Down here, everything moves slowly. Every gesture is deliberate. Time stretches. There is no hurry because there has never been one. At these depths, where no sunlight has ever reached, life thrives around the Earth's hydrothermal vents. Underwater geysers that release heat and minerals from the planet's molten heart. You can see the chimneys rising from the seafloor, dark and jagged, their edges shimmering with heat. From their tops, black plumes of water curl upward like smoke. Yet around them, color blooms. Bright red tube worms sway gently. White crabs crawl through the mineral dust, and giant clams sit open like alabaster chalices. They feed not on sunlight, but on chemistry, turning elements into energy. This is chemosynthesis, the ocean's other miracle, proof that life does not need light to exist. It only needs curiosity, persistence, and time. You realize, watching these creatures, that the ocean is not separate from the Earth. It is the Earth, a living continuation of the planet's core. The same heat that fuels volcanoes fuels these vents. The same elements that make stars also feed the smallest bacteria. The ocean is the Earth's bloodstream, carrying energy, minerals, and life in endless circulation. When you look closely, it's as if the planet itself is dreaming. And every wave, every current, every spark of bioluminescence is part of that dream. The whale calls again. Its voice echoes through the trench, long and resonant, and you feel it move through you. For a moment, you imagine what the ocean must sound like to them. A map made of echoes, every mountain and valley rendered in sound. The whale's hearing can span entire oceans, connecting families separated by continents. They know the shape of the world not by sight, but by resonance. Perhaps the universe itself is like that, not something to be seen, but something to be felt. Slowly, the whale rises toward the light, and you follow. The darkness begins to fade. Faint silver glimmers return above. You pass through schools of glowing jellyfish drifting upward like ghosts of the stars. Some pulse rhythmically, their light warm and amber. Others flash like lightning caught underwater. The higher you rise, the faster the light becomes, until suddenly you break through the surface again. The night sky opens around you. The moon hangs low over the horizon, painting the waves with a trail of white fire. The air is cool, the wind calm, the world entirely still. You float on your back, and the stars reflect so clearly that it's impossible to tell where the heavens end and the sea begins. The Milky Way arches overhead, a river of light across the sky, while its reflection flows beneath you, another river of light within the sea. It's as if you are suspended between two universes, each mirroring the other, each infinite. Somewhere far off, lightning flickers inside a distant cloud, silent and beautiful. The glow spreads across the horizon like a heartbeat. The sea responds with a shimmer of its own, a faint pulse of phosphorescence that mirrors the sky. The water, it seems, understands the storm. Everything here speaks in reflection, one world answering another in rhythm and light. You close your eyes, and the boundary between you and the water disappears. The waves cradle you. The night breathes for you. You can feel the planet turning beneath you, slow and immense, pulling the tides as the moon draws its invisible strings. You are part of that motion, part of the orbit, part of the rhythm. part of the same dance that guides every tide, every wind, every star. It feels eternal, yet it is happening right now, in this single, perfect moment. As you drift, you think of all the things hidden beneath this calm surface. The forests of kelp and coral, the gardens of vents, the canyons that stretch deeper than mountains rise, the countless lives woven together in silence. The ocean is not a place. It is an event, an ongoing act of creation. It is the reason the air is breathable, the reason the world is blue, the reason we are here. The sea does not end at the shore. It continues inside every cloud, every raindrop, every living cell. You carry it within you, not as a memory, but as a fact. The stars shift above, and their light scatters over the waves. The water sighs softly, a whisper against your ears. The tide is turning again, slow and steady. The ocean moves, as it always has, not for you, but with you. And as your thoughts begin to fade, replaced by the sound of your own breathing, you feel a calm unlike any other. It is the calm of belonging, the peace of returning to something that has never left you. Let go now. Let the sea hold you. The stars above and the stars below will keep their quiet vigil. You are exactly where you were meant to be, in the heart of the living ocean, suspended between worlds, dreaming in the language of water. The waves will carry you gently through the night, and when dawn returns, the light will find you again, just as it always has. The horizon is pale now, the faintest suggestion of light rising from beyond the curve of the world. Night loosens its hold, and the first breath of dawn brushes across the sea. You can feel it before you see it, the subtle change in the wind, the whisper of warmth returning to the air, the slow shift in color from silver to soft rose. The ocean is perfectly calm, waiting. Each wave lifts and falls like the inhale and exhale of a giant sleeping beneath the sky. You lie still upon the surface, and the water holds you as gently as it did 1,000 years ago, when the first light touched the same horizon. The stars begin to fade, one by one, until only the brightest remain, silent witnesses to the coming day. Their reflections dissolve into the rippling water, replaced by the faint gold of the approaching sun. Far to the east, a single line of light appears, so thin it could be mistaken for a memory. But it grows, widening, brightening, painting the surface of the sea with liquid fire. The ocean blushes into color, turquoise near the shallows, deep cobalt toward the horizon, gold where the light bends and scatters. You are watching the oldest performance on Earth, sunrise over water, the rebirth of the world. The sea responds to the light as if waking from a dream. The surface begins to shimmer with movement. Flying fish burst upward, gliding through the morning air before vanishing again into their blue world. Dolphins break the surface, their backs catching the sun as they leap in arcs so fluid it looks like the sea itself is playing. Gulls circle above, their cries sharp and distant, while far off, the slow breath of a whale rises in a tall plume of mist before sinking again beneath the calm. Every creature seems to know the moment, the instant between night and day, when everything renews itself. You let yourself sink just beneath the surface, where the world is quieter. The sunlight filters down in golden ribbons, scattering into endless patterns. The ocean floor below glows faintly, each grain of sand touched by light that has traveled millions of miles, only to rest here for an instant. It is humbling to think that every photon has crossed the void of space, passed through storms and clouds and air, only to find its end in the stillness of the sea. The light dies here, and yet, somehow, it gives life to everything. As the sun climbs higher, the water around you brightens to glass. Schools of small fish flash beneath you, their bodies reflecting like mirrors. You watch them move as one, 1,000 tiny decisions made in perfect harmony. The pattern shifts and folds like silk in the wind. Each turn, each flick of a tail, is a word in a language written by instinct and centuries of survival. The ocean speaks through motion. Its grammar is flow. To watch it is to understand that chaos is only the shape of an order too vast to see. A warm current passes over you, wrapping your body in invisible arms. It carries with it the scent of far-off lands, of coral reefs and river mouths, of rain that fell months ago halfway across the planet. The sea remembers everything. Every drop that touches your skin has lived 1,000 lives. Once as snow on a mountain, once as vapor in a cloud, once as part of a tear or a storm or a wave. The water that holds you now has seen empires rise and disappear, has cradled ships and buried them, has known the weight of comets and the quiet of eternity. It flows through all stories, including your own. Look below. The reef you visited before has awakened fully. Bright colors flash like jewels in motion. Blue tangs, orange clownfish, yellow wrasses darting between coral towers. The parrotfish gnaws at rock, grinding it into sand that will one day form beaches. Tiny crabs wave their claws in silent communication. Even the coral itself seems to breathe with the rhythm of the tide. You watch a small sea star moving slowly across the reef, its delicate arms exploring the world inch by inch. Life here has no haste. Every creature trusts the ocean to carry it, to feed it, to hold it. And for millions of years, the ocean has kept that promise. The sunlight thickens now, heavy and warm. The sky above blazes with color, orange melting into gold, gold fading into pale blue. A line of pelicans glides low across the surface, their reflections following like shadows made of light. Beyond them, the horizon stretches empty and infinite, yet filled with possibility. The sea has no borders, no walls, no barriers, only movement and exchange. Every current, every breeze, every sound is part of one conversation, endless and open. To float here is to be included in that conversation, wordless but understood. You close your eyes again, and for a moment, you feel the entire planet breathing with you. The tides, the winds, the rain, the clouds, all moving in rhythm, as if Earth itself were alive. The same heartbeat that moves the ocean moves the sap inside trees, the blood inside your veins, the wind across the deserts. Everything is connected by invisible threads, and all of them pass through the sea. The ocean is not separate from the world. It is the world's memory, its voice, its pulse. Drifting in that realization, you think of how much of the ocean remains unknown. More than 80% of it has never been mapped or explored. There are mountains taller than Everest hidden below, valleys deeper than the Grand Canyon, entire ecosystems that no human eyes have ever seen. Somewhere down there, creatures live in ways that defy imagination. Glowing, transparent, armored, or delicate as silk. The thought is comforting, not frightening. The unknown means there is still mystery, still wonder, still room for discovery in a world that sometimes forgets how to dream. A soft vibration passes through the water. Far away, a whale sings again. Not the mournful call of the night, but a brighter, lighter tone. You can almost hear the sunlight in it. Perhaps it is greeting the new day, or simply reminding the world that it's still here. The sound lingers long after it fades, wrapping around you like a distant melody. It feels like gratitude. You rise to the surface once more. The air is warm and clean. The sun has fully risen, casting paths of light that stretch all the way to the horizon. The world is awake now, but the calm remains. The ocean glimmers like liquid glass, vast and endless. It reflects not only the sky, but everything it touches. The birds, the light, the memory of the night that came before. You realize that every dawn at sea is both an ending and a beginning, that each wave that breaks has traveled from another place to arrive here at this exact moment, just as you have. So breathe deeply. Let the salt fill your lungs. Let the sunlight warm your skin. Feel the water beneath you, the planet turning, the pull of the moon, the slow heartbeat of the tide. You are not separate from any of it. You are part of the same motion, the same story, the same eternity that lives and moves and whispers through every current. The sea does not end when you leave it. It continues inside you, in every breath, every tear, every pulse. And as the morning unfolds fully, you realize that you are no longer a visitor. You have become part of the rhythm, the slow, patient, eternal rhythm that connects all life to the ocean. The water rocks you gently as if to remind you of that truth. The sunlight shimmers on your skin, and the world feels impossibly still. For a long moment, you stay there, breathing with the planet, held between sky and sea, perfectly balanced, perfectly at peace. The morning has ripened into day. The sun now rests high above the water, its light no longer golden, but pure and white, dissolving every shadow that lingered through the night. The ocean stretches in every direction, endless and calm. Each wave sparkles with quiet precision, a moving mirror that catches the light, breaks it, and returns it scattered into thousands of diamonds. The sky above is empty of clouds, but alive with distance, that immense blue that seems to go on forever. The world feels clean, renewed, and you are part of its pulse. Beneath the surface, the colors shift once more. The shallow reefs blaze with life. Parrotfish gleam turquoise, and coral trout flash red and gold. A school of silver sardines moves in a single shimmering body, twisting like liquid metal. Everywhere you look, there is motion, but no chaos. Even in its wildness, the ocean moves with balance. Every creature, from the tiniest shrimp to the largest whale, plays its part in this invisible choreography. The sea does not waste. It does not hurry. It simply is, and everything within it learns the same quiet grace. You drift downward through warm layers of water, into a calm, mid-depth world where sunlight filters through in slow-moving columns. Here, time itself feels slower. The sounds of the surface, wind, gulls, the whisper of waves, vanish, replaced by the hush of water and the muted crackle of distant coral. You can almost hear your own heartbeat, steady and patient, in rhythm with the tide. Small bubbles rise past your face, catching light and fading. You could stay here forever, and the world would still keep turning. The current still shifting, the sunlight still dancing through the water like falling silk. In the distance, a shadow appears, vast, soft-edged, alive. It moves closer, and soon you see it clearly. A humpback whale and her calf traveling together through the wide, blue expanse. The mother moves with powerful, slow strokes of her tail, her enormous body gliding effortlessly through the sea. The calf, smaller and more curious, follows close, occasionally rising to nudge her side. Every few minutes, they surface to breathe, their great exhalations rising in bursts of mist that catch the sunlight like rainbows. They have traveled thousands of miles across the world, guided only by instinct and the pull of distant waters. Watching them, you understand something profound. That movement itself can be a kind of memory. Every migration, every journey, is a circle returning to its beginning. You rise toward the surface with them, breaking through just as the whales release another breath. The sound is deep and warm, like the ocean exhaling. Their presence fills the air. Then, with a slow, effortless motion, they descend again, leaving behind only ripples that widen and fade. The ocean closes over them as gently as a curtain, and you are left floating in silence, the sunlight on your face, the rhythm of their motion still lingering in your thoughts. Even after they've disappeared, the water around you seems to hum with their echo, as if the sea itself remembers their passing. You drift toward a kelp forest, harding, the tall ribboned fronds swaying in unison beneath the waves. Sunlight filters down through them, turning the water into liquid gold. Fish weave among the stalks like birds gliding between trees. Sea otters float on their backs, holding hands as they rest, so they won't drift apart while they sleep. The kelp rises from the seafloor to the surface like an underwater cathedral, each strand reaching for light that it will never fully touch. Yet it grows, patient and persistent, capturing sunlight, feeding countless lives, protecting the shores from the storms beyond. These forests of the sea are ancient, older than most of the land's trees. They are the ocean's lungs, exhaling life into every current. From here, the currents carry you outward again, away from the shelter of the coast into the open sea. The water grows darker, deeper, calmer. The light fades slightly, and with it comes a sense of infinite distance. In this great middle world, there are no borders, no paths, no landmarks, only motion. The waves above catch the wind and shimmer. The depths below hold silence like a promise. You feel suspended between two eternities again, your body weightless, your mind clear. The ocean is no longer something you observe. It has become an extension of your breath. In the quiet, you remember that this water has been here since the beginning. It was here before mountains rose, before rivers carved their paths, before the sky knew clouds. Every drop has traveled through time, frozen in glaciers, rained on deserts, turned to mist, to snow, to tears, to tide. It has seen everything, carried everything, and forgotten nothing. The ocean is the memory of Earth itself. When you float here, you are touching the same substance that once filled the craters of the moon's birth, that cooled the planet after fire, that has given every living thing its first heartbeat. You realize that to understand the sea is to understand where we come from, and perhaps where we return. Now, look around. The ocean is never truly still. Tiny waves rise and fall with the breath of the wind. Beneath, invisible rivers move steadily, carrying warmth, salt, and stories. Currents travel like messengers through the deep, whispering to each other across continents. Even here, in this vast openness, the world is connected. Every motion you feel has begun somewhere far away, a storm, a melting glacier, a shifting of tides. The water that touches your hand could have been ice last year, cloud tomorrow, or rain in another hemisphere next week. The sea has no borders, it only changes form. The light grows stronger again as noon approaches. The water turns brilliant blue, and you can see for miles in every direction. Small jellyfish drift past like transparent moons, each pulse of their bells perfectly measured. Their movements are hypnotic, simple, ancient, efficient. They have no brain, no thought, yet they endure. They float wherever the current leads, surviving not by control, but by surrender. You realize, watching them, that sometimes letting go is a form of wisdom. To move with the world, not against it. A warm wind begins to move across the surface, and you rise with it. The air above is dazzling. The sun reflects off the waves so intensely that it almost blinds you. But beneath the glare is the deepest calm. You close your eyes, and the warmth seeps into your face, your hands, your chest. You float there for a long time, listening to the sounds that rise and fall. The murmur of small waves, the rustle of wind, the distant cry of a bird. Everything you hear has always been part of the same song, a melody of repetition and renewal. Somewhere beneath, the whales continue their slow journey. The reefs breathe, the kelp sways, the tides pull and release. Above, the clouds drift lazily, drawn by the same wind that shapes the waves. You are inside a rhythm that never ends. And as the minutes pass, the ocean's surface becomes a mirror again, reflecting the entire sky, the sun, the wind, and you, a single shape resting quietly within it all. There is a serenity here that words can't hold. It's the calm that comes not from silence, but from belonging. You are not separate from this world of water and light. You are part of it, written into it, like a ripple in an endless tide. You could stay here forever, breathing with the sea, feeling the heartbeat of the earth move through you, slow and certain. And in that stillness, as the day leans toward afternoon, the ocean seems to whisper one final truth: that everything in life, every breath, every wave, every heartbeat, is a form of return. The tides go out, and they come back. The sun falls, and it rises again. Even we, small and fleeting, will one day return to the same rhythm that made us. The waves lift you gently once more, rocking you into quiet. The light on the surface shimmers like liquid time. You are drifting in the same water that has held every story ever told, the same sea that carried life into being, that shaped continents, that remembers stars. For now, it holds you too. The world breathes, and you breathe with it. And everything, absolutely everything, is exactly as it should be. The afternoon light begins to soften, turning from white to amber. The sun tilts westward again, lowering toward the long horizon of the sea. The air cools, and the world seems to exhale. You float in the warmth that lingers on the surface, your eyes half closed, your heartbeat slow. The sky is wide and patient, the color of honey poured through glass. The ocean mirrors it perfectly, gold where the light touches, deep blue where it hides. This is the hour between movement and rest, between the day that is lived and the night that waits to begin. You drift, feeling the currents move beneath you like invisible hands. The water carries you without destination, without effort. The sun flashes once more across the waves, and every glimmer feels like a heartbeat, the pulse of something vast and ancient. Somewhere, far away, the wind stirs the surface, sending slow ripples that spread outward until they find you. It's a reminder that nothing in the ocean is ever truly still. Even silence moves. You close your eyes, and the sound deepens. The sea becomes a low hum that fills the space between breaths. You can hear the distant sigh of a whale, the crackle of coral, the faint pop of bubbles rising from unseen depths. Each sound travels perfectly through the water, merging into a rhythm that feels alive. It is as if the planet itself were singing to you. Not a song with melody, but a song of continuity, of being. Beneath the surface, the light grows dimmer again. Fish retreat toward the shadows. Jellyfish rise toward the last of the warmth. The ocean begins to prepare for night, but not in darkness, in transformation. Colors change, creatures move. The reef begins to glow faintly with its own quiet bioluminescence. Tiny points of blue and green light flicker between corals like small, patient stars. The deeper you look, the more you see that the sea never truly sleeps. It simply breathes slower when the world above it grows quiet. The sun now sits at the edge of the world. Its reflection stretches across the water like a path of gold leading into forever. You watch as it slips lower, half hidden, then whole, until the sky blooms with color. Rose, violet, orange, and deep crimson. Each shade folds into the next like silk. The ocean holds them all, blending sky into sea until you can no longer tell where one ends and the other begins. This is the threshold of evening, when everything becomes both day and night, light and shadow, motion and stillness. The birds return, their wings glinting silver as they pass overhead. The air smells faintly of salt and sun-warmed stone. A far-off wave breaks against an unseen shore. You take a slow breath, and the sound of it blends with the water, as if your lungs and the tide were working together. The rhythm of your heart matches the rhythm of the waves, and for a moment you understand. There is no difference between your body and the sea that surrounds it. Both are made of the same salt, the same water, the same ancient dust that once drifted in the hearts of stars. As twilight deepens, the horizon turns to indigo. The first stars appear, trembling softly in the haze of dusk. Their reflections glitter in the water around you, scattered like jewels on velvet. The sea grows darker, calmer, more infinite. You float still, weightless, listening. The ocean beneath you holds warmth from the vanished sun. The air above cools your skin. You are balanced perfectly between two worlds again, the one that burns and the one that breathes. Somewhere in the distance, you hear the faint cry of a dolphin, then another, answering. It's a conversation carried through miles of water, a gentle farewell to the day. The sounds echo through the twilight, weaving together with the pulse of the tide. The sea, once full of light and motion, now glows from within, soft and alive. The plankton begin to shimmer again, igniting the waves with streaks of blue-green luminescence. Every movement you make, every fingertip, every breath, sets the water glowing. You are surrounded by light once more. But it is not sunlight now, it is the ocean's memory of it. The moon rises slowly in the east. At first, it is pale and thin, then it brightens, turning the surface of the sea into polished silver. The moonlight stretches across the waves, breaking gently against your hands. It is cool, quiet, eternal. The ocean reflects it perfectly. Two moons now, one in the sky and one in the water, both pulling at the same tide. You float between them, the invisible line where reflection becomes reality. The night air feels endless. The stars above burn brighter with every minute, their light clean and sharp. The universe feels close enough to touch. Now the world has fallen completely silent. The only sound is the slow breathing of the sea. You watch the surface rise and fall, and it feels like the entire planet is sleeping beneath you. You think of all that the ocean has shown you, the cities of coral, the creatures of light, the deep canyons where the earth's heart burns, the whales that sing through the dark, the eternal circles of current and tide. Every part of it, from the smallest plankton to the greatest wave, has moved together, never alone. And you realize, as the night grows deeper, that everything you've seen is only a single heartbeat in the ocean's vast, unending life. The moonlight touches your face, and the warmth of the day fades from your skin. You close your eyes, and your breath falls into rhythm with the tide. The water carries you softly, rocking you in its eternal cradle. You can feel sleep coming, not as an escape, but as a continuation. The next wave in a rhythm that began long before you. The sea hums quietly beneath you, the stars shimmer above, and all that exists between them is peace. Let yourself drift. Let the currents take you wherever they please. There is no destination now, no distance, no time. You are weightless, timeless, part of the great blue that holds the memory of the world. The ocean will remember this. Your heartbeat, your breath, your quiet surrender. It will fold it into its story, as it has done with every sound, every storm, every dream. And as your thoughts dissolve into stillness, the ocean whispers one last truth, that nothing ever truly ends here. Every drop returns, every wave finds the shore, every life becomes part of the sea again. The water that holds you now will someday rise into clouds, fall as rain, flow through rivers, and return to the deep. It will remember your warmth, your quiet, your peace. It will carry them onward. The stars shimmer brighter. The sea glows faintly beneath. You exhale once, slowly, and let the world fall away. The ocean holds you, and for a long, gentle moment, there is nothing left to do, nothing left to become. Only this, the hum of eternity, the slow turning of the earth beneath an infinite sky, and the soft, patient cradle of the sea. Sleep but now, dream in blue. Your home.